So hello everyone, good morning. Let us start today's news analysis, and one of the most important article which you will see. Okay, this is Alka. Yes, let us start with today's news analysis. The first article which we will going to discuss today, that is related to President confers Swachh Sarvekshan Award 2024-2025. So the award has been given by President of India yesterday. And this is very important. Why? Because some new categories has been added. So whenever any new kind of initiative has been taken in earlier initiatives or program, then also the schemes or initiative or awards, then that particular year it becomes automatically very important. Then we have also covered 10 years of Skill India program. So this year chances are there ki question can be asked from Skill India as well. So the schemes which have covered certain era or certain age or certain years, they automatically become very important. So starting with yesterday, there was a Sarvekshan, Swachh Sarvekshan award has been given by President to various cities. Obviously, once again, Indore is one of the cleanest. Good morning, beta. Hem Shalini. Indore is one of the cleanest, Indore is the cleanest city, again is in the race of, like from past 8 years, this particular award of the cleanest city of India is actually going to your Indore. So once again, Indore has become the cleanest city. Now, President, what are the awards? What is actually this award talks about? What is the criteria of giving this award and which particular cities have won this award? That is very important. Now, Swachh Sarvekshan award was actually included under your Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, and the Swachh Sarvekshan award or survey is actually being conducted by the organization to look after on the different parameters like your cleanliness, hygiene and sanitation. So majority of the cities, almost every major city is actually surveyed and they actually find out as these particular cities are fulfilling the criteria of getting this award or not. So this is part of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan Urban, and it is launched by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs as basically the associated ministry which is working on it, and it recognizes the basically the cities which are actually working to promote cleanliness in the society. Now this year 5 major categories has been included, or 5 things has been segregated. Number 1, Swachh Bharat League. So yeah, Super Swachh League cities. Okay, this is one of the category which has been included this year. Then top 3 clean cities and 5 population categories. What are 5 population categories? We will discuss that also. Special category for Ganga town, the towns which are present around Ganga river, cantonment boards, specifically the boards where army people can be, or the defense people where there is a actually defense hub of any particular city, that is known as cantonment board. Then Safai Mitra Suraksha, which is the place or which is the city in the country where these Safai Karmacharis feel very safe. No such kind of misbehavior is actually done by them, by the government and the local people. And Mahakumbh. Especially Mahakumbh has been appreciated because there was a gathering of approx 6 crore people from India and worldwide. Majority of the people were there. Yes, a mishappening has also done on that, like because of this particular initiative, that is your stampede. Majority of the people have died, but from there stampede has also become one of the important issue from our paper point of view, from mains perspective, because time to time in past few years we have saw lot of stampedes like Bhagdad in these kind of initiatives or these kind of religious events. So that is also very important. Then because of Mahakumbh, a specific district has been made out of UP, that in UP only, that is specifically called as Mahakumbh. Varna Mahakumbh area, actually Mahakumbh was conducted in Prayagraj, but by looking to the circumstances and by looking to the situation, a new district has been created, that is known as Mahakumbh. So yes, special award has been given to Mahakumbh and Mahakumbh associated authorities because despite, yes, we can say stampede was there, but despite that it was a successful plan. There were some if and buts also, but there were some positive things also. But majority of the people, it was also a symbol of religious, but also it is a symbol of international relation, because delegates from European countries, American countries, Japan, China, they have visited our country and take a dip in this holy function. Now, state level awards has been given to some the states and UTs which has promised that they will going to work on the cleanliness, and they promise that they will actually come in the top list next year. So on an average 78 awards has been given to the different cities and different cleanliness authorities. Now, what is Super Swachh League? Super Swachh League are basically given to this initiative is basically a separate league which has been started to those cities who are actually working very good in cleanliness, who are actually achieving award from last 8, 7, 6 years. So to basically promote them, or to make them like, rather than they will say, "Acha, we are the cleanest city, now we will not do that much initiatives." Nahi. So basically to promote them, to make them excel this particular initiative, to excel this cleanliness drive, this particular initiative has been taken, that is Super Swachh League. So it's a separate league for cities for excelling the cleanliness, and SSL serve as a dual purpose. What is the dual purpose? Number one, it inspires top performing cities to reach even higher standards for cleanliness, as we discussed, because here we don't want that they should stop. We want them to excel from here also. कि ये नहीं समझे कि they are अंधों में काना राजा. They should be like कि yes, we should always be in a position कि we should work hard to achieve that particular target. Then motivate other cities also. It's your duty that you should motivate your around cities or surrounding cities कि why you should go for this cleanliness drive. Because the cleanliness which your particular Indore, Bhopal they have achieved is not only because of the government authorities, is also because of the cooperation and participation of the people, which is one of the strongest pillar of governance, that is people participation. People have participated at a very higher scale. People has segregated their waste, because we always say from our school time we study that we should actually segregate the wet and dry waste, but we as in people, we actually dump everything in a poly and just give it to the person who is responsible, who is actually there for the cleaning purpose. So this is not something done, but the people of Indore and Bhopal and the cities which are included here, majority of the people, they have participated in this drive. They are also using that particular dustbins with green, red and blue meanings for one is for biodegradable waste and one is for non-biodegradable waste. So people are also highly effectively following the norms which are presented, which are actually they should follow. So it is not a one-way process, it's a two-way process. That's why these cities are asked to basically help the other cities as well around them and other cities in the different countries, so that people can also participate and they can also achieve the target of clean city. So these are the two purposes. One, you should perform more better. Second, you should also basically help other countries to help other cities to achieve this particular initiative. Now, the first category award, the Swachh Super League Cities Award, has been given to these cities. More than 10 lakh cities mein Indore number 1 city, the cleanest city of India. Then Surat on number 2, Navi Mumbai number 3, Vijayawada or number 4. Now 3 lakh to 10 lakh population, Noida, Delhi NCR, UP, Chandigarh, Mysuru, Ujjain, Gandhinagar and Guntur. These are the cities which are actually the cleanest city in the average or in the population of 3 to 10 lakh. Then 50,000 to 3 lakh population mein which of the cities are the clean cities? New Delhi Municipal Corporation, NDMC, Tirupati, Ambikapur and Lonavala, that is your Maharashtra wala part. 20,000 to 50,000 population, Vita, Sanswad, Deolali, Pravara and Dungarpur. Then less than 20,000 mein which are the cities? Panchgani, Patan, Panhala, Bisarampur and Budni. So these are basically the Swachh Cities League, which are according to the population, because population also matter. The number of the population will be less, the targets will be easy to achieve. That's why Sikkim, despite being this small state of the country, it was easy to achieve first ODF status. It was easy to achieve your first organic state. Now it is also one of the first organic your local village which has been connected to Wi-Fi and other digital services, so that people can benefit from Digital India campaign. So these are the Super Swachh League cities which has been awarded. They can ask you by Indore, everyone will know ki ha, Indore is the cleanest city under this particular 10 lakh population, but they can ask you which of the following cities are correct or which are actually they have achieved the Swachh Super League award in less than 20,000. So they can give you 5-6 names and they will ask you which of the following cities were there. So please do at least mug up these things, at least learn these particular cities, because they can ask you about that. They can also ask you, there is also trend in UPSC when they ask this is the city and why they are in news. So they can ask you 2 to 3 cities and they will ask why they are in news, and you have to match either they are correct or not. So you should be aware of these cities and international cities which are in time to time news. Now, for the first time ever, this is also important, for the first time ever cities have been classified into the 5 population categories. पहली बार ऐसा हुआ है, first time the cities has been, this is not actually Swachh League, this is the different initiative which has been taken under SEB Swachh Sarvekshan Award. The second thing is like first time we have divided in 5 population based, very small cities, that is 20,000, so less population which we can see. Small cities which we have saw 20 to 50,000, medium cities 50,000 to 3 lakh, big cities 10 lakh, and million plus cities that is more than 10 lakh. So here also different awards has been given. For example, more than 10 lakh mein Swachh Shahar in 5 population category. That Swachh League was different and this is different. So under this Swachh Shahar in 5 population category which we have seen earlier, more than 10 lakh mein rank 1 has been given to Ahmedabad, rank 2 has been given to Bhopal, and rank 3 has been given to Lucknow. Then 3 lakh to 10 lakh population, Mira Bhayandar is basically a place in your Mumbai, Maharashtra. Then Bilaspur, obviously the Jamshedpur. These are the cleanest cities in under the population of 3 lakh to 10 lakh. Then 50,000 to 3 lakh mein Devas, Karhad, Karnal. These are basically the cities which has been awarded as the clean cities. Then 20,000 to 50,000 Panji, Aska, Kumhari. Then less than 20,000 Bilha, Chikiti and Shahaganj. So these are basically the awards has been given under your 5 population category. Swachh League is different, 5 population categories different, so don't get confused among these particular statements which are mentioned here. So under your Swachh Super League, this is the status, but under your 5 population category, Swachh Shahar 5 population category, these are basically the Shahar which has been cities which we have discussed. Now under the Best Ganga town for Best Ganga award has been given to town, has been given to Prayagraj. This is also important. So Best Ganga town has been given to Prayagraj. Sikandrabad Cantonment Board was honored with the Best Cantonment Board. Cantonment Board is an area where I have already told you majority of the defense and defense units, they are actually of that particular city they are living. Vishakhapatnam, Jabalpur and Gorakhpur were declared as Best Safai Mitra Surakshit Shahar. That means in Vishakhapatnam, Jabalpur and Gorakhpur, these are considered ki bhaiya the person who are the Safai Karmacharis who are actually working for this cleanliness of the country, they are actually the safest, and respect has been given by the authorities and by the people as well. So Vishakhapatnam, Jabalpur and Gorakhpur are basically the cities which are declared as a Safai Mitra Surakshit Shahar. Now, a special recognition which we have discussed has been given to State of Government of UP for Prayagraj Mela Adhikari and Prayagraj Municipal Corporation for its exceptional urban waste management. Halaki there was various news कि after some time with the regular dip of the people, that particular water of that Ganga ji has become polluted, and on the Sangam there was some kind of bacteria which has been found which are not good for the people hygiene. But despite all the facts, they have worked on the cleanliness, they have worked on the sewage plant, the sewage basically on the solid waste management and basically the other waste management as well. But at the end, it was a 90% successful initiative because of stampede and different initiatives like Mahakumbh mein there was a cyber crime which was going on. The students, the women who were actually taking dip, or the women who were actually taking bath and changing the clothes, their picture, the photo has been clicked, and that was a cell So the people, like for example, if there was a girl child, then the price was different. If there was a woman, the price of that particular picture was different, and people were purchasing those pictures. I don't know what kind of mentality they have. Videos were also selling at a very good number. So there was a cyber crime also related. There was health issues also there. But overall, we can't neglect these things also. But at the end, yes, it was a 90% a good initiative, a very good successful event which can be seen. But majority of the people have lost their life. Majority of negative things were there, but positive mein one of the man has become viral. His video has been become viral, who said that ki the datun, the neem stem which we used to, basically majority of the village areas, still they are not using toothpaste for cleaning teeth. They are using the datun and the neem for the purposes. So that particular man has earned more than 80,000 on per day. So he have earned a very good amount. He said, my girlfriend had said that ki jao and sell your datuns in the kumbh and you will get a good number. So yes, he got a very good number. So there were many positive and negative stories, but at the end it was a successful initiative. That's why Mahakumbh Authority has been given an exceptional recognition award by the government with over 66 crore, because it was on an average 66 crore people were gathered there. On an average, almost a good number of Indian population was there for the holy dip. Now, launching of, there was one more initiative which has been launched under this, that is Swachh City. So, launching of the Swachh City, the Union Minister Shri Manohar Lal ji emphasized that we are actually initiating a new particular initiative, that is launching a Swachh City. Under this, every particular city which has been awarded as a clean city. For example, he stated that 78 top performing cities were there, and every 78 cities, they have to adopt one city where they can work on the cleanliness drive. They can help those cities to achieve all the targets of cleanliness which they have achieved. So under this launching of Swachh City, he stated that all the 78 top performing state or cities across all population categories will adopt and mentor one poor performing city, each from the respective states. So these 78 cities, they will select one cities and they will going to work and tell and inform them how they can perform well as the 78 cities have achieved the targets. So under your Swachh City initiative which has been taken under this Swachh Sarvekshan award, the particular, this is one of the initiative. You can write these things in your answers also, mains answer also, and prelims maybe they can ask you what is this particular initiative is all about. So this is the initiative. Now hope so you have understood. Fatafat, let us divide it under the under your Swachh Super League. Indore is the cleanest city, more than 10 lakh. Noida 3 to 10 lakh, 50 to 3 lakh. New Delhi Municipal Corporation 20 to 50. Vita less than 20, that is Panchgani. But under other 5 category population award which has been initiated, more than 10 Ahmedabad, Bhopal and Lucknow, 3 lakh to 10 lakh, Bhainder, Mira Bhainder, Bilaspur, Jamshedpur, 50 to 3 lakh, Devas, Kharat, Karnal, 20 to 50, Panji, Aksha, Kumhari, less than 20,000, Bilha, Chikiti and Shahganj. These are the particular cities. Best Ganga town has been award given to Prayagraj. Sikandrabad cantonment has honored with the best cantonment board. Visakhapatnam, Jabalpur, Gorakhpur declared as the best Safai Mitra Surakshit Shahar. Mahakumbh has been given a special award. Launch a Swachh City initiative under which all the 78 winner cities and authorities, they will going to work. They will adopt one a city which has a poor cleanliness efforts. They will going to adopt from their respective states and they will work for the development process. Now, second thing, this is also very important. Here we will going to discuss about the term that is known as euthanasia. And euthanasia time to time is a debatable concept in our constitution as well. Now, what is the news? Kerala government has decided basically that they will going to, that they have allowed the local bodies to carry out euthanasia of diseased stray dogs. So, the Kerala government has decided to allow local bodies to carry out euthanasia of diseased stray dogs by making use of an provision of prevention of cruelty to animals, animal husbandry practices and procedures rules 2023. So this is an important news for exam. From here there are two important concepts which we will see. Number one is what is euthanasia. Animals के लिए भी euthanasia is allowed, and then what is actually Prevention of Cruelty Animals Act, which this particular act says about euthanasia. So under section 8 of Animal Husbandry Cruelty Act, euthanasia is allowed. Why? Euthanasia in short is killing of person, or basically you can ask a person, you can kill person intentionally when you believe that the particular disease is either an animal or human is incurable, or they can also spread a different kind of diseases which can affect the human and animal both. So that's why this animal euthanasia has been allowed by Kerala government to kill those stray dogs or animals which are present, like specifically this was order given for the stray dogs. But here what this act says that euthanasia of animal is allowed if it is severely diseased. In short, if they have any kind of a disease which can actually can be communicable, can be spread to the other animals and basically to the humans as well, and possess a risk of spreading the disease. ठीक है, and if it is mortally or severely injured. So any particular stray dog or any particular animal, if they have an incurable disease, then euthanasia can be practiced on them. They have a disease which can spread and actually affect the other animals and humans, then euthanasia can be practiced. And if they are injured that badly, the chances of survival are very less. Then to basically to give them relief from that particular pain, this euthanasia is practiced in our country. But the term and condition is that a registry veterinary practitioner, that means an animal doctor, will only going to conduct this particular practice of euthanasia. Only after his permission euthanasia will be practiced in the scenario related to animal. So this is your animal husbandry, which animal husbandry talks about euthanasia. Now coming to what about humans? This is very important from ethics point of view. This is very important from governance point of view, because time to time there are various judgment, because this euthanasia actually is directly challenging, ethically challenging your article number 21, that is right to life. How you can decide that particular animal, or that not animal is a different concept, but yes, how you can decide that particular individual, you can't decide that particular person should die or not. So you are hampering others' personal fundamental right, which are very prominent for our country. So why you have not the authority ethically to decide. But at the end of the day, there are some cases and consequences, and in situation the euthanasia needs to be practiced. Euthanasia is actually very prominent, but there are different types of euthanasia. In our country only one kind of euthanasia is practiced. Now we will see this thing in detail. Okay, so euthanasia is also known as mercy killing. ठीक है, it refers basically an intentionally ending of a personal life. ठीक है, you are intentionally ending a personal life, but not for a negative. Like for example, you said ki because that particular person just once said, like one of my, let's say when I and my friend is sitting there, and my friend said that yaar I'm irritated with my life, I want to die, कुछ अच्छा नहीं हो रहा, nothing is going good in my life, I want to die, I'm fed up of this life. And if I by listening to him, I've just taken a knife and just like did, because he was not happy with his life, so I decided to murder him. This is not actually what euthanasia is about. Euthanasia is about कि भाई intentionally when you are killing someone, when they are suffering from a disease, suffering from basically a kind of a deadly disease, or kind of this kind of a situation, like either in coma, कि भाई yes, there is a need कि from 20 years that person is in coma and is bedridden. So at that time this euthanasia can be practiced. कि बस अब if like there are some situations in the country in hospitals, like where majority of the people who are actually alive from 15 to 16 or 10 years because of the life supporting devices. If once the life supporting device will remove, that particular person can die. Chances are 99% that individual can die. So in those situations, majority of the time the authorities, they ask court and the family concerned ki do you want us to practice euthanasia. Now euthanasia is also known as mercy killing, refers to an intentional ending of a personal life to relieve suffering, typically from an incurable or painful condition. It is deeply debated ethical legal and medicinal issues across the globe. So it is not only the problem of India but also problem of the world, but still there are some countries in the world which have made euthanasia a legal thing. Yes, people have right to die under euthanasia if they have such conditions, because of the blood cancers, thalassemia and various rare diseases are there in the country, because of which it is very painful. Sometimes people, they wish to die. That's why governments approve their wish to die, because the pain which they are suffering from is next to impossible. That is the reason. So what are the types of euthanasia which you will see in the country? Voluntary. When you are informing the patient ki yes, you have a situation, this is the situation which is not treatable or which is not curable, so we are informing you that we are actually going to kill you. If you are allowed, that if you basically agree with the thing, then kindly sign the same thing, and if people agrees, then that particular euthanasia is practiced by the the authorities. So with informed consent of the patient, if patient have signed that yes, I want to die because my situation is not, I am not in a position ki I can survive with this pain or this kind of a situation. Then terminal cancer patient request assisted death. So basically there was a terminal patient, this was a case example of terminal patient, cancer patient. He asked doctor ki please, I want you to practice euthanasia, I want my right to basically ask for euthanasia, I want to die, I am done with this life and it's very painful, it's very difficult process for me to just jhelify this particular thing. Now second is involuntary, against the will of the patient. For example, killing without their consent. This is the situation when person is in an extreme. For example, ki any extreme kind of a pain is there, that people is, that particular person is not in a consent, ki not in a conscious mind ki they could answer ki yes, I want to die or not. The situation is that worst. In that situation also involuntary kind of euthanasia is practiced in particular countries. Now non-voluntary, the patient is unable to give consent because they are in coma. They are in coma, they can't give us basically consent, and if majority of the people they are in coma from let's say 10 to 15 years, immediately doctors, वैसे तो after 5 years or 6 years also doctor they have started asking कि भाई this individual is coma, chances are very less that he or she will going to wake up after how many time, we are also not aware. So if you want to practice this, you can go for the same. So involuntary is majorly the patient is unable to consent, example the coma, ending life of a patient in persistent vegetative state. Now the two kinds of euthanasia which comes into the picture, and majority these two kind of euthanasia is practiced in our country, out of which active is not allowed but passive euthanasia is legal in our country. Now direct action cause death. Sometimes what happen ki people, if they ask ki bhai I want to die, the thing is not curable, I am not able to handle the pain, I am not able to handle the situation, I want to die, I want to basically end my life. So there is an injection, lethal injection of that particular that poison or whatever the chemical or the substances that is actually inserted via injection to person body, and धीरे धीरे that person will going to die. So वो बोलते हैं ना कि तड़प तड़प के मर रहा है. This is actually that kind of active euthanasia. So it is not allowed. Active euthanasia is not actually legal in our country. So direct action to use, basically action to cause death, example lethal injection. Doctor जो है that will administer the situation and that will going to insert a basically injection in individual body ki that particular ask for a death or he want to die, and because of the circumstances we are basically injecting injection. So no, that is not actually allowed in our country. Now the passive euthanasia, withholding treatment of life support. For example, the person, we know that ki that disease is incurable, that person can't survive once the treatment has been stopped or once the life support system has been removed. So turning off ventilators in termed ill, this is the example ki they will going to turn off the whole system, ventilator system. I still remember my grandfather was actually at the age of 85. He was basically he was find out that he was suffering from a colon cancer, and it was the 3rd or 4th stage of his cancer. So suddenly doctor said that we need to operate. So operation has been done, but the situation, because of the age also, the situation was so worse कि he was on ventilator for whole life support system for let's say I guess it was on an average 25 days, but he was not responding. There were more than 100 small pipes and injections and wires was connected to his body. So doctor asked us कि you want कि भाई you want to end the life because he can't survive. On an average age is very like at a very age is also very high, and his body is also not responding the drugs and the whatever the medicines which we are giving to him via these pipes, and already the body is actually in fact the will of the person have also died. He also not responding to the drugs, so it's a vice versa scenario. You want that thing to be practiced. So we were in a mood, we were in a conclusion ki yes, we actually ask our grandmother ki you want this thing to happen and you want us to wait for this stuff. Halaki we were not in a mood to do that, but our grandmother says that ki nahi, agar hona hoga तो वो खुद ही हो जाएगा. I don't want this thing to be happen. At the end I don't want कि अगर वो chances होते of survival, then why should we basically do that. But unfortunately on the very next day our grandfather passed away. But yes, we have asked for the same thing by the particular individual because the body has totally stopped responding to the drugs. The body was typically in a zero numb zone, but only because of the ventilator and those 101 200 wires and the pipes which was connected to his body, he was able to basically take breath, he was able to breathe. So that's why that was a passive situation, passive euthanasia, when you are withholding the treatment or life support system, and when like basically just to make sure ki ab the particular person can't die, matlab can't chances of survival are very less. So last option which we are left with is ending the treatment and ending the life supporting system. And when we talk about the legal status, as we have discussed, passive euthanasia is legal in the country, but practice in extreme stages. Extreme and the rare of the rare cases. So there are various judgments also which is related to this particular case, because this is believed that unethical. Anyone, despite XYZ person is in any situation, we don't have authority to basically decide what will be their fundamental rights or their fundamental rights should be followed or not. Okay? So that's why there is always a legal and ethical debate which is going on and in because of this particular case time to time. Now, passive euthanasia, we have already discussed the 5 types of euthanasia, out of which active and passive can be seen more prominently. So, passive euthanasia is legal but under very strict guidelines, as we have discussed. It allowed by Supreme Court in 2019-18 under a case that is Common Cause versus Union of India. It again was in news in 2023. So some amendments has been made in 2023 as well. Patient can create a living will. Advanced medical directives. Active euthanasia is illegal in the India. Living will is also a different concept. You will study about this living will in detail when you will study your ethics wala part. But yes, living will is also very important in this concept. There was a whole terms and conditions which were there, but in short from here it is important कि passive euthanasia is legal, active euthanasia is illegal. You can't inject a person and basically give stop his right to life and liberty, but we can practice passive euthanasia. Now the countries where this particular euthanasia is legal, so Netherlands, active and passive euthanasia is legal. Belgium, it is legal. Switzerland, assisted suicide is allowed. If someone person prefer for suicide, then assisted, like authorities will be there and under the observation that particular suicide will be conducted. Whereas suicide is not legal in our country, that is actually illegal, it's a crime. Switzerland may assisted, we have talked about. USA, in certain state, not every state of USA, physician assisted suicide is legal. That means euthanasia can be practiced, but in some state wo be under the supervision of the physicians and doctors. Now UK mein it's illegal, it's totally illegal in UK. Now these are the Supreme Court judges. Shanbag Union, India recognized that life sustaining treatment could legally be withheld or withdrawn even from person without decision making capacity. That means Aruna Shanbag case was there. It is one of the very famous case under which it was like the person was totally in a condition not to respond the current situation. That's why it was said that if any person is in basically in a position that they can't take decision, then on behalf of them the decision can be taken by the family members or immediate spouses. Then 2018 Common Causes versus Union of India recognized the right to die with the dignity of fundamental right under Article 21. So they said that theek hai, it's a people like obviously na, if they saying I am dying with a dignity, I don't want to suffer anymore, I want to die, I want to end my life in a very peaceful manner. So that is also kind of a right to, that is actually directly connected with the Article 21. So under your common causes versus Union of India case, it was recognized that right to die as a dignity, and it is a fundamental right under 21. So person is actually opted to write with prestige rather than ki at the end mein because mar gaye. Nahi. It's like I want to die with the prestige, I will going to use my fundamental right according to my will. Then after that it was legalized, but living will concept was there. Then in 2023 again common cause versus your Union of India simplified the process of making the living will and withholding withdrawal life sustaining treatment by removing bureaucratic hurdles. Earlier there was bureaucratic hurdles also. What living will says that you have to take permission from the local person or the authorities or the matlab in short the DM office also. So various legal paper were done for these living will, but after that in 2023 the things has been made little bit easy. The bureaucratic hurdles were actually totally removed from the living will process, and it was said that it is a direct matter of the doctor, the individual who want to basically who want to opt for this euthanasia, or on behalf of that particular person, if anyone is representing, this is the matter of only them. No such legal or other kind of authorities should involve in this, because it's already a very traumatic thing. You are deciding for your near and dear ones ki theek hai, we want intentionally now we want to end his life, or intentionally that person want to end their life. So this is actually very psychological disturbing process. At that time no bureaucratic hurdle should be there to interfere in the matter. So that's why this particular thing has been amended. Now next, India recently submitted a letter of request to the United States for co-production of Javelin anti-tank guided missiles ATGM in the country. Now from here it is important what is actually Javelin anti-tank guided missiles. Now this is very important. This is basically a very short kind of a missile system. You have saw various movies like your Border or different movies which is actually talking about the Indian Army or the armies or national or international movies. This is actually used to launch missiles. So this is actually what Javelin is, and we have asked USA to not basically we want to buy that, we have asked the company of the USA which is actually working for the Javelin to come and co-partner with us and basically also help us in Make in India. Like for example, you come to us, yeah, we will going to come us, we will share the technology and we will going to co-produce this, we will going to create it together. So it's not a purchasing thing, but we are actually working to purchase the technology. And there are various initiatives which has been signed between India and USA related to these technology, like Comcasa, CatCasa, Lemao. These are the technology, and UPSC has asked in prelims ki Comcasa recently seen in news related to what? So it's a communication based agreement which is signed between India and USA. So this is also under that particular agreement we are sharing this technology, and these particular kind of missile system we have a very less in number. On an average 60% shortage of us we have of these missile system currently, and by seeing the situation of the borders, these are not only the missile, not only the air defense system, but these kind of missiles are also very important for us. Now what is this? This is made by an American company, and it was designed to basically work, it's a very lightweight for a bigger individual is keeping here and then hitting the particular missile. So weight is actually very less. The range is up to 2.5 kilometers. Earlier it was about 2.5 kilometers, but they have extended, they have basically amended the particular weapon, and now the range is approx 4 kilometer, and it's a very good number. Okay? So it was designed to defeat the heavily armored vehicles such as main tank battles. Matlab main tank battles can be destroyed by these, using these missiles, Javelin missiles, which are put on the shoulders. And the weapon also have capabilities to basically also, like they can also basically affect or hamper the bunkers or whatever the construction is there. So not only the tanker or missiles, but all the major bunkers or basically the forts or the walls which has created for a protection basis, it can also hamper that. Now it's an American based anti-tank guided missile designed with this. Now coming to next page, range is actually 2.5, which we have already discussed, but recently the range has been made shifted to or extended to 4 kilometers. The weight of this particular missile is 5.11 kgs. It has a fire and forget capability. Fire and forget means कि once missile has been launched, then the particular individual who is responsible or who have launched that missile, they don't have to look after कि भाई it has hit the target or not. It is like BrahMos missile is also working on the fire and forget technology. That means कि once launched, they will going to hit the target with a proper precision. You don't have to just see कि भैया it has hit the target or not, कि भाई what is the situation. नहीं, it has such a precision technology. It work on the fire and forget concept. That means once it has been fired, you don't have to look after, you don't have to work on the mechanical and functioning part of that particular missile. So it is uses with fire and forget technology to guide itself to the target without external command or targeted designation. That particular missile, it has already filled कि you have to hit that. Then again, after it has been fired, you don't have to go and look after कि भाई, you don't have to give extra command कि नहीं, I have told you, तो you have not particularly hit that particular target. Soldiers can reposition immediately after firing this. Matlab, it's like whenever we hit these kind of missiles or whenever we actually also shooting, it also it's actually create a jerk, so a sudden kind of a movement has been created. So when this particular missile is launched, it will going to protect a kind of it will also create a shield kind of a thing, and it will also going to protect soldiers from this external jerk. The technology is included in this particular system. It uses automation, fire guided. It allows user to seek cover immediately. That means कि एकदम से automation is there. It will immediately going to cover the soldiers. Now, YD1let. This is also very important. This is actually initiated by your IIT Madras. This is the lightest wheelchair has been created by our students of IIT Madras. Why? Because it's on an average 9 kgs of basically the wheelchair which is used by the physically disabled person. If they are very heavy, it is very difficult for them to move. Already they are in a position कि they need things which are handy, and you are giving them such a heavy basically wheelchair. So this particular YT1let which has been developed, YD1let or you can say 1Elt is an Indian lightest wheelchair which has been developed by the students of IIT Madras and the organization which is associated, that is TTK, Center of Rehabilitation and Research and Device Development, in collaboration with startup Thrive Mobility. So it's a very user friendly, posture friendly for the PWDs, for the person with disabilities, physical disabilities. It is a 9 kg, ultra lightweight, ultra thin, and it can basically, the best part is it is of 9 kg, but it can take weight up to 120 kgs. That is also very important. So it's ultra light, precision engineered design, deliver maximum strength and energy efficiency. It can support up to 120 kgs, and it is also compact. That means people can fold it, and also that can be, after folding, that can be basically carried in any vehicle or any particular place. That means easy to carry, very lightweight, very handy. Plus it is also made by keeping the position and posture of an individual who will going to use it. So that's why from every perspective this particular thing is very important. So its compact framework allows the wheelchair to be easily lifted and accommodated in vehicles such as car, auto rickshaws, public transport, addressing long standing concerns about portability and access. That's all for today. We have covered more than 4 to 5 topics. So these are the important topics which we have covered. Hope so you have enjoyed the session. Hope so you have understood the session. For the further, we will going to meet on Monday, and majority of the articles which we will discuss on Monday. That's all for today. Have a nice day. Take care.